Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. For those new to the channel, my name's Sean, also known as Film Guru, and I started this channel having my particular stay on movies and a variety of other film content, so thanks for joining me today. Today I'll be reviewing Lightyear. This was directed by Angus MacLane and voice acted by Chris Evans, Taika Waititi, James Brolin, Keke Palmer, Bill Hader and a variety of others. The film looks at legendary space ranger Buzz Lightyear, voiced by Chris Evans, as he embarks on a space adventure to right a wrong he feels responsible for. Joining him on his journey are a group of recruits. They have to work together to accomplish their goals. Now, I like the Toy Story movies, and I did like them and enjoyed them, but I don't have that connection to them and a lot of other people do. So when this film was coming out, I wasn't quite sure what to make of it and whether I was going to really like it, but as it turns out, I really loved this film. I thought it was really well done, had a lot of heart, and it was just a really well put together film. This film really is for sci-fi fans, so anyone who's really into that genre will enjoy a lot of the references here, from Alien, Interstellar, Star Wars, and a variety of other sort of sci-fi films, and I think they really capture that really well, which I thought was wonderful. And it really feels like this film is more aimed at a mature audience. Yes, kids might go and enjoy it because of Buzz Lightyear, but there's a lot of stuff in it they won't sort of get. A lot of the film references, some of the stuff is a little more violent than you would expect to see in a Toy Story film. It just comes across as it's more focused at adults than anybody. Angus MacLane, he was involved in Up. He co-wrote it, I think, and this was his first time directing, and I think you can really tell that with this film. It really feels like Up in many ways, just the way he's able to tell a story. There's a sequence in it where Buzz has to keep going back, on this particular mission, flying through space, and each time he comes back, it's different. He's lost something. He's lost time, friendships, relationships, and things have changed for him when he returns each time. And the way that was done felt sort of like Up, when we sort of introduced to the elderly couple in it, their relationship that's shown through silence and just imagery, and that's exactly what they do here again, and I really loved that. And they're able to convey and tell so much just by images rather than in dialogue or anybody actually conversing with each other, and I really liked that. And like I said, you can really tell he's a sci-fi fan because of what he injects into this movie. Ultimately, it's a very entertaining film full of a lot of heart, and I really loved it. I think Chris Evans does a really great job voicing Buzz here, and I like how people weren't quite sure about someone else voicing this character, but he's not the same character that we know from Toy Story. He's not a toy, he's an actual person. So having Chris Evans come in and voice him was really great. And I think Evans is really good in this. He brings a lot of heart and depth to the character and a lot of humor, still staying true to who Buzz actually is. Taika Waititi's in it as well, and he plays Mo Morrison, who's kind of a bit of a clumsy sort of character, and he offers a lot of humor to the film, and this character has sort of a small hero moment which I liked. But I just, seeing Taika Waititi play these sort of comic relief characters all the time, I just sort of wish they'd cast him in doing something a bit different, like they did in Free Guy. I like what they did with his character there, but these sort of films, he just feels like the comic relief in the larger picture, and rather than a real fully realized character. I really loved the Buzz character here. He's sort of a character that's full of regret for something he feels responsible for. He's a character trying to right the wrongs. As he tries to rectify this thing he feels regretful for, it doesn't go according to plan. But in the end, he learns something very valuable and important from the journey he goes on. His external journey and his internal journey. Buzz has a sort of robotic cat called Socks, who is so great. When you first meet him, you think he's just a companion for Buzz, but he offers so much. He's highly intelligent, he's very capable. He gets Buzz out of trouble a lot of the time. He helps Buzz accomplish his goals and work towards them. And he's a very surprising but really humorous character whose delivery is so deadpan, it makes it even more humorous. I just really love the bond between these two characters. This is probably my favorite part of it, is just that you've got this robotic character and this human, and just how they connect and bond, I thought was really great. And it just cemented that this character felt, even though it was robotic, felt much more human than any of the other characters. My favorite parts of the film is the whole journey the character goes on, and how he has to keep going on this mission where he has to achieve hyperspace so they can come back from where they are. They've ultimately crashed on a foreign planet, and they have to rebuild the ship, work out how to create hyperspace fuel so they can get back to where they came from. And that's his whole mission. That's his whole driving force. He keeps doing that. But each time he does it, when he comes back, 4 years have gone. And the further he goes, the more he pushes it, more and more years go. And each time he comes back, it's just him and his friend Hawthorne, who we slowly start to see the effects of time. Hawthorne starts to get older. She starts to... she has a different ranking, she becomes pregnant and married, and all these things that happen till ultimately she's gone. And he loses so much of that to try and achieve his goal. And when he does achieve it and he finally comes back, everything's different, everything's changed, and he's still trying to accomplish the mission, but only he struggles to do that. And he struggles to make sense of the world he finds him in from all this thing he's trying to do. He just feels like he's failed once again. And I thought this was really powerful and wonderful. All the testing this hyperspace fuel is just really wonderful moments that reminded me up. There's no dialogue here, it's just through imagery, and you really start to feel the effect of it. I really wanted much more of this. This was the impact. This was the part of the film that felt much like Interstellar. And I really loved that, but I just felt I wanted a bit more than we got, even though what we got was great. This is really a man stuck in time. Everyone else moves forward, gets stuck in the past. It's really his journey that he learned something valuable in that. And I just wish we had a little bit more of it. I would definitely put this film up there with Up for me. Up is probably my favorite Pixar film. And I know there's a variety of ones to pick from that everyone loves, but there's something about there was a lot more heart and emotion in that, and it was aimed at more of the elderly audience than it was anybody else, and I really loved that. And I also loved the adventure in it and the story they got to tell of the relationship between these husband and wife. I thought it was brilliant. And this is on par with that. I think Lightyear is just fantastic. It's beautifully accomplished. It's humorous, dramatic, emotional, and of heart, and I loved that. It sounded weird, but it just felt like the most human animated film I'd seen in quite a while. It really affected me on an emotional level I didn't expect, and I think that's what drew me to it most and why I enjoyed it as much as I have. Just a really beautiful film. Final thoughts. In the end, it's really about a man's journey to right the wrongs he feels responsible for. But along that journey, he learns and he grows and he turns into the man he've always wanted to be. He just didn't realize it. And it's really about the relationships he does form along his journey that makes this film really wonderful. I'm going to give Lightyear 4 out of 5. Highly entertaining, very fun, a lot of emotional depth, a really wonderful movie that's well orchestrated, put together, and just tells such a wonderful story. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe down the bottom. Follow me on Letterboxd and Facebook. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.